Hi guys, it's Renee. How are you today? Thank you for joining me back on my revitalized YouTube channel where we discuss all things perfumery and makeup, as well as interspersed with some hair and beauty topics. Today I wanted to come to you and talk to you about some fragrances that I've purchased during the cooler months of the year that five of them that I was loving. One that I'm just like, I don't know. That I have recently brought out, and I've been trying to rediscover them during the warmer months of the year and see how they perform. Now, the thing about fragrance is that fragrances are one unique to each other's body chemistry, right? We all experience a different thing when we wear the same fragrance. With that being said, fragrances also can be impacted by the climate in which you live and the time of year. You've got some warm weather beasts that really require the heat of your body and outside to really perform like you want it to, right? For it to be a sillage and projection monster, for it to last a long time. There are other fragrances that suffer during the warmer months of the year because the humidity and the temperature cause them to evaporate. They heat up, they transition quickly from the opening to the heart to the base, and all of those evaporate, and you don't really tend to get the real idea of what the fragrance is supposed to be because it all evaporates so quickly, and it doesn't have great performance, no projection, no sillage. And then there are those that really just resonate in the cooler months of the year. Typically, these are leathery, smoky, incensey, ambery types of fragrances. But I'm a big proponent of wearing what you want, when you want, and figuring out what works for you, and just deciding what you want to smell like as you move through the world. So with that being said, these are 6 fragrances that I loved, five that I loved and one that is a like, that I have been rocking in the middle of the summer, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I wanted to share, we're girlfriends. I wanted to give you all the tea, the juice, I'm too old for this. I don't know what the youngins are saying, okay? Whatever it is, I brought to you what I have been loving. Now, the first that I wanted to talk about is this fragrance, and this is Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. Now, this was a like for me when I first purchased it, and I purchased it, this is the only one of her house that I have. I purchased it because my friend Kende really loved this fragrance, and she kept going on and on about it, and I was like, wow, whatever it is that's got you feeling this way, I need to really experience it also, right? So I went ahead and I purchased it. I went with a smaller size. It's a designer fragrance, and I didn't really appreciate the price of the larger package, so I went and I purchased the smaller size. And I have to tell you, during the winter months when I first started rocking this, I wasn't sure if it was me, if this just did not vibe with my body chemistry, if it was just a poor performer in terms of its longevity, its sillage and projection, or if I was just nose blind to this fragrance. Because while I liked it out of the bottle, when I sprayed it on myself, particularly after the opening notes dissipated, which was fairly quickly, it didn't do much. And so it has sat kind of neglected as I've acquired more fragrances, as I've explored the ones that I already have and wear a lot of them to death. It has sat kind of neglected on my shelf. However, a recent foray into what am I wearing to bed has brought this back to my attention, and I have been thusly rocking the heck out of it during the summer months. Let me tell you something. This blooms during the summer months. And now this is not a fragrance that you would typically think of as a summer fragrance, right? Most summer fragrances tend to be citrusy, fruity, florals. This is woodsy. It's unisex, leaning almost masculine to me, simply because of the amount of woods in it. And there's a pistachio note that to me gives it kind of a creamy green note to it. There's also a little bit of grapefruit and some pink pepper that makes it a little spicy and a little zingy at the beginning. But this is mostly wood. I believe it's cedar wood that's in here. Wood, musk, and some patchouli. Which makes it a very raw, almost sexy type of fragrance. Not almost. This is very sexy. This is very sexy. I like to spray this on all my pulse points, behind my knees, so that you can come follow me. And I mist it above my hair, you know, so that it rains down. I like it. I like it a lot. I find that it does really well on my skin, at least during the summer months. And I get to see what the hype was about, because I do like this a lot. I find that this is much more appropriate for a date night or close girlfriends type of thing, where you want to smell differently than the usual, or for bed. Or for intimate encounters, if that's what you like. This is meant, according to Sarah Jessica Parker, to be very edgy and raw, to evince the feeling or the body odor. I'm trying to very politely say that it's meant to evoke body odors, right? Either before, during, or leading up to the act of sex, or after. It's sort of in the idea of that de orange secretions magnifique. I've never smelled that fragrance, but I feel like, you know, this is in that same vein, but this is very well done. I like this a lot, and it works very well during the summer. The next fragrance that I'll talk about that I was a beast during the winter. So much so that I was like, yeah, we've got to bring you back, show you some love, baby. First of all, you see this bottle? This is so pretty. This is by Haramain, and this is called Junoon Noir, and that is Junoon, Junoon. This is a part of a trilogy of fragrances by Haramain, which is a house out of United Arab Emirates. There is the original Junoon, there is Junoon Rose, and there is Junoon Noir. Now, Junoon Noir is the one that I picked up first, because anything that says dark or black on it, I'm like, yes, I like that, because I like deep, dark fragrances. That's what I want to smell like in life. And Junoon Noir, the name just called to me. It evoked something that I wished to smell like. Now, this is off bat, it's powdery. That's probably the iris. It's a little floral as well. I do believe there's a Lang Lang, jasmine, and some lily of the valley in here. But at the base of this, it's vanilla, it's musky, it's a little balsamic. It's good stuff. Off top though, there is just a hint. I don't get a lot of it on my skin. Like, it's there like within the first second that I spray it, and then it kind of goes away. There's a little hint of a limey, zesty type of thing, but it goes quickly away. I like this because I feel like it is a very feminine, very floral, but not like your grandmother's floral, right? This is a very modern take to me on a floral fragrance, because I don't like a lot of florals. They give me headaches. But this is a very tolerable, very sexy, but feminine type of floral fragrance that works very well during the winter and works even better during the summer. This is a projection monster. The sillage is heavy. It's heavy, baby. People are gonna smell you coming. They're gonna smell you going. So be prepared for that. And it lasts a long time. My indicator for time is I wear it to work. I work in healthcare. My shifts are 12 to 13 hours. And that's just the time for work. That does not include the time for sign out, the time when I'm getting ready to go to work, or when I come home and I can still smell this bad boy. We're just talking about the length of time from I clock in to when I clock out. And this baby, she is not clocking out early. She is on the job, she is working. So if you want to smell a little bit different than what everyone else around you is smelling, but still entirely provocative and emotive of a beautiful summer day with some fresh florals and kind of powdery, musky, woodsy vanilla, Haramain Junoon Noir. Next up is this beauty here. Now, I got this recommendation from Equality Fragrance. He's mentioned this a couple of times in a few of his videos, and I decided that I would check it out. I am not a big fan of rose fragrances, but I am so glad that I blind bought this. One, it helped that I found it for not that expensive. But I've been loving this. This is Van Cleef and Arpels Rouge. This is a great fragrance that I got towards the end of the winter. It was still fairly cool. And I wore it to work a lot, as well as like wore it to bed, because it's that type of fragrance, right? It's very intimate encounters approved, date night type of scent, close girlfriends, people that you want to invite into your personal space. That's where this scent really blossoms. The sillage is not huge, the projection is not huge, but you don't necessarily need it to be, right? Not everything needs to be a monster. Some things are, your fragrances should be appropriate for a time and a place. So now, as I have brought her back through the summer, I mean, she's clocking out a little early, but I don't necessarily mind, right? Because I shower every day, so I smell good regardless. But, she clocks out a little bit early. She comes in at around 6 to 8 hours. And that's fine. She's fine, because while she is on the job, baby girl is working, okay? She is working hard. Off top, you get a little bit, she's real zingy. There's black currant in here, there's raspberry, there's grapefruit, there's pepper. I think it's pink pepper, it's a little spicy. You get a lot of that at the beginning. You get, it's very zingy, it sparkles at the beginning. Now, where I love this fragrance is in the heart and the base notes, because that's when you get the rose, you get the patchouli, you get the cocoa pod. That's how we say it in Jamaica, cocoa. Cocoa is how we say it in English, rather the Americanized version, at least, and the vetiver, the musk, this is where that shines, and this is when it becomes very apparent to me that this is what I like to smell like. The rose in here is not at all your grandmother's tea rose. I cannot stand those scents. This is a nice, well-balanced, kind of sweet, but not necessarily a very jammy, syrupy rose. This is not an overwhelmingly floral fragrance. The spiciness at the beginning, the zingy sparklingness of the fruit really resonate the most at the top, and then in the heart of it with the rose, the vetiver, the patchouli, the cocoa pods, like it's just nice, y'all. It's just nice. What can I say? I don't know what to say. It's just nice. It's good. It's good. Go get it. I'm looking at these things and I'm like, what am I wearing to bed tonight? I don't know. Well, it's going to be one of these things right here. I am loving them. All right. Next up. Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. Let me tell y'all something. YouTube will be the death of the fragrance community. You hear me? This bad boy, when I first bought this, nothing. Like, take my money. This is nothing. Now, with the YouTube hype, it's almost double the price. And I'm just like, no, I am not paying that money. That's why I have put her down and we have stopped wearing her because I am not about to pay that YouTube markup. You hear me? Okay, we're done. Soapbox, I'm stepping off of it. This delightful, sultry lady is Casablanca from Swiss Arabian. Now, she is part of a trilogy of fragrances that include Florence and Valencia. I have not had the occasion or the opportunity to smell those fragrances, but I do own this one, and I have been rocking her. I picked her up during the winter. I have been rocking her during the summer. Let me tell you about Casablanca, okay? She walks in sweet. You know, she's got her white sundress on, nice, billowy, kind of airy. It's not too tight, you know. It just fits just right, but it leaves something to the imagination. And she's just as sweet as can be. Flutters her fan, makes a little eye contact over the fan to flirt with you, you know. But when you're done, she winks at you. And if you don't pay her, she's going to shank you, okay? Do not mess with Casablanca. She did not come to play with you, okay? She came to slay. She is at the top, very, very fruity. I get a lot of caramel, which really just like honeys out that green apple and pear melon type of vibe that I'm getting here. She's musky, woodsy, ambery, vanillic at the base. I mean, Casablanca is everything that I need to smell like in life. And then, babies, let me tell you something. When I want to add a little bit of depth, some interest, when I want to change it up a little bit, I just put this on. This is Alexandria fragrance's Ouddiction. Now, this is their inspired interpretation of Oud for Greatness by Initio Privé Parfums. Now, that's a fragrance that I do want to get. I just don't want to pay $350 for it, because really it's a very pretty bottle that you're paying for, right? The fragrance is nice, but you're primarily paying for the packaging. So I'll stick with this for now. And as you can see, I have been, you know, I am telling you about the things I've been doing, and I'm telling on myself because I've clearly been using this. This is a beeswax based fragrance that I just scoop out, rub on my palms, put up my lotion in my palms, and then rub it all over my body. The oud in here is nice. It's nice. It's a well-behaved, refined oud that just adds some depth, some heaviness to this. Not that it doesn't already have it, but it rounds out that syrupy sweetness of the beginning of this fragrance, and it adds some longevity to it that it doesn't really need, because this baby, she performs, she projects. I have nothing to say. She's perfection. The last two fragrances that I have to share with you today, this is Mancera Black Gold. Now, this is marketed by Mancera and most of the websites that I've seen it on as a masculine fragrance, and I'm not quite sure why. Un momento. I am not sure if it's the oud in here or the woodsy musky notes. Probably the lavender. Lavender tends to be in a lot of like quote unquote barbershop type fragrances. But I find this to be completely unisex and very appropriate for women to wear. And you should, ladies, you should wear this because you don't want to miss out on this amazing fragrance. Why would you want to do that? She is good. She is so good. Oh my God, there's lavender, there's woods, there's floral, there's leather, there is a little bit of oud, but that oud is not disrespectful at all. It is nice, refined, and just a very westernized version of oud, right? There's something a little spicy about it too, but that doesn't last. On me, it's mostly the florals, the leather, a hint of the oud. And at the beginning, there's a hint of like citrus that plays very well with the lavender, right? Like that's what you get initially. And then as it dries down, you get more of that oud, the leather, the amber, the musk that I am personally like, oh, so fond of. My demented, delirious patient told me I smelled too good to be at work when she smelled that on me through her mask. as we were transporting her. But whatevs, that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is she liked it. I like it. It performs, it projects, it works during the winter. It's a monster during the summer. It was probably too much for me to wear to work, and I really don't care. Okay, I'm here. You're gonna get all this goodness while I'm here. Thank you. All right, last and certainly not least, I have a deep regret about this fragrance, people. Deep regret. And my only regret about this fragrance is that I bought it in a smaller size. Of all the Mancera fragrances that I own, this is perchance my favorite. This is Aoud Blue Note. This is, again, this is a beast. This is a beast during the winter, but during the summer, it's good. It's good. It's good. Now, I say that things are good a lot, but understand that I pick up fragrances according to my preferences, right? Like, I'm not a big time YouTuber. I'm doing this because I enjoy it, because I just need an outlet to talk about the thing that I'm loving like nobody's business right now. And so I buy things according to my taste and my preferences. So everything that I have here are things that I like. So yes, things are good, things are amazing. It's just awesome. You should totally get it because I love them, right? These are all according to my taste. I know what I like. I know what I want to smell like. I know what scent I want to leave behind me in this world. So yes, I like everything that I have because I bought them, because I know me and my preferences. So I do apologize if it's amazing gets on your nerves, because to me it is amazing. I like it. But Oud Blue Note is particularly just like, baby, if you don't like oud, don't come for me. And don't come for her, because the oud is present. Now, I think this might be the bedtime fragrance tonight. I think this is gonna be it. This is creamy, leathery, kind of a smoky incense, which is not listed in a note breakdown, woodsy, vanillic oud on me. It is also citrusy and florally at the beginning, but those fade quickly. It's just creamy, leathery, woodsy oud, rounded out by some vanilla and some benzoin, and I am loving it. It is entirely summer appropriate, because it's not gonna choke you out, right? People are gonna smell you. The sillage is nice. The projection is heavy. The lasting power of this fragrance is long time. It lasts, you know, but it's pleasant. You know, the sandalwood that's in here really rounds it out, makes it very creamy, very smooth. And the leather is creamy also, feeling more like suede than like a raw animalic leather. That's not what's there. It's very creamy, very smooth, very just like touch on me, and just like, you know, it slips almost like water. So it's great. I recommend it. I do. I don't really know what else to say. I enjoy it thoroughly. I think it's a unique take on a summer fragrance. If you want to smell differently than the typical citrusy, fruity florals that are out there. And I'm not knocking those, you know, it's just that that's not what I prefer to smell like. And so this has really helped me to discover some transitions that are entirely appropriate and manageable during the summer, hot summer months. Anyways, thank you guys for taking this time out to share these fragrances with me. I think I'm gonna wear Oud Blue Note to bed tonight, because I'm loving it. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. All right, guys, bye.